Hello, hello, happy Friday. Oh, theme song out now. Oh, it's not. It's the 007 game. Let's turn the music down a bit. Okay, so. Hey, I was winning. I always win. Hello, hello. I'm good. Happy Friday to you. Yeah, sadly, I haven't heard back from IOI yet, so I have to hang in there for a bit longer about the Asia keys. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. Let's do some contracts. Are there new? Completely okay. Thank you, man. Thank you for understanding. Let's see. Are there new featured contracts? No, we did all of them. So, let's do some contracts by friends. I'll just pick one at random. By Jacques. Okay. Are there any giveaways today? Yes. I have. Let's see, what do I have left? I don't have too much left. I have a Ducky available and another Bruce Lee DLC. So, yeah. That is going to be about it, I think, for today. But that is for later. First of all, let's see what... Oh, no, not gonna do that. That's too many people. Dev needs a DJ. Let's see. Why is Chuck making all of these large things scar-faced? Man, that's too much. 8,000 ways to kill. Let's see. No, I don't want that. Workers' comp. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do 6. Also, I found your brother on Twitch playing Hitman. What? I have a. I have 4 sisters. I don't have a brother, but somebody who looks like me. Monka Dungle is your brother? No, 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 no. He's just a friend. I hang out in his stream a lot. I'm actually a mod in his stream, so yeah. But he's not my brother. He looks exactly like you. Well, I think he disagrees. Okay, that's okay. That is for a second you thought it was me. Okay. Hold on, I gotta do something. Mob. Okay. Yeah, let's see. No rules, and we can kill them all. So they're the construction workers. Okay. So let's start in the construction area. Mongo's meet. No, no, no. We don't look alike that much. He looks more like Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad. That's played by, what's his name? God damn it. I'd lost the name. Let's see. Saul Goodman. That is played by... That's played by... Who is that? Bob Odenkirk. Yeah. He's like, he looks, yeah, Bob Odenkirk, yeah. He is They are much more alike than me. Okay, let's go. Oh, I should take the... I should take a crowbar, so I'm close to the exit. And welcome, Canadianator. Welcome, welcome. Hey, the stream was actually fun to watch. I just followed the stream and I feel like we could do it. Oh, hello there, Shama. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna replan here. I am going to take a crowbar. Oh, that's under the tools section. Because then I can just exit through the manhole. You're done, hit me up on Discord. Let's see.
You know the exterminator guy who's working on...
Will you die already? Wait, what? Oh, I need one more. Where? Where? She's gonna find she's gonna find them. Yeah.
Can someone help me? Armed man, please help!
Drink for the one that kills this prick!
Hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so these dudes gotta get in here, I guess. Oh, I can turn this on. Okay, and then where the hell is the other dude? All the way over here. Roadworks. Oh my god. Why? Okay. Replan. Okay. Coins, no. Poisons, yes. Lethal syringe. And can I smuggle a syringe to the construction site? Where is this? The Cross Parkway. Is that anywhere close? I only just now found out that I can no longer access that Conor McGregor DLC. I know it's not that expensive, but still expensive. Yeah, they deleted that a long time ago, man. When it came out that he did some stuff that that was bad, so they pulled it from the shop, so you cannot longer buy it. I also don't have it, by the way. So yeah. Hey Choda, where's the sound? What? Why isn't it playing? That's weird. Well, is connected. That is connected.
That was wonderful. Bravo! I loved that. Oh, it was great. Well, it was pretty
That's
good.
a different,
well, it wasn't
different
bad.
one.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good. It could have been a lot
I don't know
better.
why
I
it's.
didn't really like it. It was pretty terrible. It was bad. It was awful.
Welcome, man. Happy Friday to you, Choda.
Boo!
Welcome, welcome. Let's see, where the hell am I passing? I could pass past Betty's house. Or I could do it in the creek shed. There's two sheds. Park shed. Creek. This is the creek because that is the one over there. No, that is when well, I gotta go either way, so let's see, poisons, and then I'm gonna take the lethal syringe over here. Okay. Well, if I'm there, I could probably poisons. Let's not take that then, because I'm running past a crowbar.
Now you're a man! Now you're a man!
Lethal syringe mark 3. Okay, so I have 3 lethal syringes. That should be happy Vrijdag. Okay, let's go. I can shoot the other 2. That should be no problem. Maybe I should take a better gun, but yeah. Okay. Oh, pressing the wrong buttons.
You know the exterminator guy who's working on Maddie's house?
Go on.
Somebody trying to be funny here or what?
Let's pull you out of sight. Don't want anybody coming here. Okay. Grab that. Drop his ass in the well here. Okay. Oh, wrong way. This way. And I have a syringe left, so that's not... Oh, I could have syringed him. That wouldn't matter. So he's all the way over there. So he's the puzzle.
Oddball nurse with attitude.
Yeah, the bird guy.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. See how I'm gonna approach this, because he's surrounded by coppers.
Listen, I swear I have a
What if I do this?
don't bring You can't just confiscate my property. I need it.
He can't just confiscate my property. I need it.
Poor old man's backyard. Calm down, demolition man. Unless it's a flesh bowl, you don't need it.
Hey there. Oh. Sorry,
Oh, I can be here.
Nelson.
Lost visual! Lost visual! Anyone got eyes on Tango?
How the hell did you know it was me, dude? What the fuck? Hey, Spider. It's going? It's going well, thank you. Happy Friday. Let's see.
Exterminator guy
Okay, I'm gonna turn this on first.
Cat, right? Yeah. Hey. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ!
Oh. He saw that, huh? So that it always bugs me that syringing people in the back is seen by everyone. You're an assassin. You should be able to jab someone without noticing. Is it even an illegal action? Yeah. Should like brush up to them and then
Working on Fatty's house? Same guy as
it will be done.
Yeah.
Like the Russian assassins used to do that, like poking somebody with a what do you call it? Umbrella.
I'm not sure I've seen you before. Oh, God.
What the?
Okay. I didn't want to do it like this, but okay. Let's just do it like this then. Get you in here. Get you back here. That the lady that's coming by doesn't see you, hopefully. Syringing. As telepathic as your enemies are, the recent bot update for Battlefield 6 is even worse. Oh, really?
This fatty guy is driving me crazy every time. Think about what's on.
Here, take a syringe, dude. Yeah, I haven't played Battlefield. I don't even have Battlefield 6. I played the demo, or tried to play the demo on my PC, and then it says no, you have secure boot enabled, and you have to roll. I said fuck this. I'm not gonna reinstall my operating system just because of a game. So no dice. See what I did there? Okay, so I can just do this. He should have a key for the gate.
I swear I
Have a license for it.
I just don't bring it with me.
You can't just confiscate my property.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
There we go. Done. Poke your head out from behind a rock and you're getting sprayed by 3 LMGs across the map. Sounds about right. Oh, you stuck your toe out, so now you're visible. Yeah. Okay, I'm not number 1 with that strategy. Gus Bates in 202. Ah, just 10 seconds. I wonder where I can save 10 seconds though. Well, that's a big jump. Oh, if I didn't... Okay. Let me retry that. Replay mission. So that the... So I can syringe the dude first. Okay, let's do this.
You know the exterminator
Turn this
guy
on.
who's working on Fatty? Wow.
Syringe. Should be okay.
Yeah, Doc, I know. This fatty guy is driving me crazy every time. He comes out once off. Oh, another one of these puppies.
Should be good, I think. I think I can get to the exit before the lady comes by. Let's cut through the park.
Nurse is added to camp.
Oh yeah, the bird guy.
Oh yeah, the bird guy.
Comes early.
This is just a question of how fast can I get there. Body found. Who found what body? Let's go. It's not this one. She found him. That's weird. Hey, wanted Hitman. Welcome, welcome. Did you get a solution for key? Not yet, man. I'm still waiting for hearing back from IOI. They don't have Asia keys available. Restart. So yeah. It's a waiting game.
You know the exterminator guy who was working on Batty's house? Same guy as Kathy's, right? Yeah. Hey. Wait a minute.
Okay.
And he's off.
Let's drag you over here then. It should be safe. Okay.
Yeah, Doc, I know. This Batty guy is driving me crazy. Every time.
Any problem can be solved with duct tape
That
or an AR-15. Probably. Okay.
You've seen the
Shortest
Janice's oddball nurse is added again.
possible
Oh, yeah,
if I can.
bird guy.
So hopefully I can like get out before the bro near the tractor is found. Because I didn't want to go in the creek shed to get the syringe.
I swear I have a license for it. I just...
Okay, let's get this out.
You can't just confiscate my property.
Can't just confiscate my property. No, 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 no. See, he's looking away. Give me the key, bro. There we go. Now I'm number one. No, still not. What? 203? Oh, I missed it by 1 second. Whatever, man. I'll take it. Oh. Oh, my game is crashing. My game is crashing. Hey, Pickle Thumper. Welcome.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Oh, fuck's sake, man. My Hitman is crashing. I'm gonna kill it because it's not like... Hitman. Kill. There we go. Now I'm waiting for Epic to cloud sync this shit. Good morning, hope you're doing fantastic. I am, thank you, and happy Friday, welcome. Good to see you again. Let's see, let's start that up. What's going on here? Okay. Running, okay. Give me a second, I'm rebooting my game. And as you can see, Pickles. Rick's Pickles. So what's going on with you? Hope you're doing fine. No, man. Stop asking me that. I don't have the VR headset connected. Let's see. Game modes, contracts, and then featured. No, not featured. Contract search by friends. Amount of targets. Let's see. What shall we do? 3 targets? Let's see what we have. Where is this? Berlin, okay. Brain damaged SMG. What the fuck is that? Do I even have that? As a DJ. Last night the DJ saved my life. Okay. SMGs. Brain damage. There, I have it. Okay. Explosive device. Okay. And then explosion accident. Okay. Well, I can take a micro taser for that. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. That's the drug dealer, I think. And who the hell Arnold Kraus is, I have no idea. Oh, he's a technician. Okay, so I kill him with the SMG and then I take his outfit. Where are you, dudes? Where are you all? Where is everybody? To my left.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should work.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system. Oh, okay. Oh, fuck me. And here's the DJ outfit. Yeah. Crap. Okay, so this is my accidental kill. If he fucks off, I can maybe lure him here. Reading you 5 by 5.
That was a gunshot. Stay alert.
Oh, fuck me.
Better lock and load.
Okay. Let me see. Gotta do this a different way. Let's not take that. Let's take... Let's do this. Because I gotta get him somewhere where I can put him in a box immediately, so...
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should
As long as
work.
we don't accidentally overload the system.
Everything's fine as is right now.
Strange. Oh, wow. It could be here, actually.
Hello? Someone there? Hello?
Right. No offense, but I think I'm still going to...
Wait a minute. Replan. Okay, so... I'm gonna take my my taser, remote taser, Maiko, yes. I'm gonna lure him here, shoot him, and then immediately vacate the premises. Well, I'll put him in the box, that is.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should work. Everything's fine as is right now. Would you mind looking into what that was?
All right.
Weird.
Hey,
Okay. Man, why did it have to be noisy like that?
as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should hold. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good. Everything's fine.
Twice. Yes, it's mind-boggling. Interpol have absolutely no reason to connect all three with a strange place.
Yeah.
Really not in the mood. No, no. I feel you, lady.
The most succulent sausage in the world. Try Iola. Organic and made from the finest FCK.
Oh, I can't pacify anybody too? Oh, fuck me. Man, this loud SMG is fucking me over, man. Okay. Going this way so I'm directly at his back so
As
he
long as
doesn't
we
spot
don't
me.
accidentally overload the system, everything should hold. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Everything's fine. Stays that way. You should probably check that out, don't you think?
Deliberately loud.
One of those contracts, yeah.
Find the shooter.
Okay.
Got a point. Copy that.
It was your problem. Explosive device.
I hear. Follow me.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Hey.
We're gonna go somewhere private. The problem is, of course, crap.
That looks like a false alarm. This is some serious good shit. Focus.
Fuck. This is tough because I gotta like put it some. Oh, maybe if I put it on the box, then it will blow sideways. Then it should go better, I think.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should hold. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Everything's fine right now.
Okay, doesn't the propane tank have to be leaking to be blow upable? Yeah, but if you shoot it, it's if I throw it on the ground, it will leak.
The drinks are on me. Let's find the suspect. Permission to use deadly force granted. Please, somebody help me! Help!
I hear. Follow me.
Nice. That was right? Yeah, technician. So where's the other one? He is upstairs. He is on level -1. Okay, let's go up the stairs. Where are you, dude? All the way over there. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's grab that. Oh, you're okay. Easy peasy. Yeah, the sleeping guy indeed. So I'm waiting for him to fuck off. And just do this. Perfect. Who was specified? Oh, he was too far away.
Anybody there?
Crap. How the hell is he standing here and doesn't get blown up by the fucking propane? What the hell? Okay, okay. I know what to do. I know what to do. Okay. So this works.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should roll. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Okay, yeah, everything's fine as it is right now. I'll just make sure it stays that way. Would you mind looking into what that was?
Move. Move, move, move. Grab this. Get in here. Close this. So, oh, he's still panicked because he's. Get out of my way, stupid NPCs.
What a squirrel. Right here. Follow me.
Okay, good, good, good. My propane over here. Now we're gonna get up the stairs. Get out of my way, people. There's too many people in this town. Okay. Okay, good. The other guy isn't here yet. There we go. Couldn't find the spot where to go to jump down. But yeah. Okay. That was good. Number 1. 4 stars. Why? Why was that? Unnoticed kills, no body found, no recordings, non-target kill, no penalties, time bonus. Why is this 4 stars? What did I miss? Did I knock somebody out or something? Well, we have to try again, because we can't have this. We can't have this.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system,
Okay.
Check that out, would you?
Deliberately yeah. Seems like we have a shooter. Spread out.
Come on. Grab him.
Jesus Christ!
I can't. I can't grab him.
Do this.
No one discharges a weapon on.
What the hell? There was no drag prompt. Wrong gun. No. It should be the. It should be this gun. I couldn't grab him. What the fuck was that?
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should hold. Got
Let's
it?
try that again, shall we?
Everything's fine as it is right now.
Weird.
I'll just
It is the brine damaged gun, and this is the brine damaged SMG, and that's what I have in my inventory. The brine damaged SMG. Why? What the fuck?
probably check that out, don't you think?
We deliberately
One of my keys was stuck, I guess.
Find the shooter.
Okay.
Got to be around here.
All right. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. That explains it. I know what to do. Yeah, pistol elimination. Yes, hey Alonso, welcome, happy Friday. Yes. Okay. I totally missed that it was a pistol elimination.
Everything's fine as it is right now. You want to check it out?
Yeah, will do.
Do you want to check it out? Crap. Stupid DJ came this way. The stupid DJ came this way. Stupid DJ ruined my run for the second time.
As long as we
Crap. Sup, hey, Abe, welcome, happy Friday. You would never have figured it out? Yeah, Lee is like a pistol elimination. That's basically what's happening.
as long
Okay,
as we don't accidentally overload
close
the system.
this and then put this over here. Okay.
Check that out, would you?
Copy that.
That was a gun shot. Stay alert.
Fuck me.
What's that outfit, man? That
That is annoying. That is really annoying.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should hold. Got it? Yeah, I got it.
You go there.
You should probably check that out, don't you think?
well,
No
sure.
offense, Chris.
Control the area. You won't die today. Negative, come on.
Will someone help me?
No sign of the target. Anyone have visual on the target? Copy. We got another situation.
Where are you going? Get your ass over here.
He's here.
Stand still so I can kill you.
Someone help me! Hey, are you even aware of what's going on?
Anyone got a visual on Tango?
Shit, we shot him in the head. Do you think the Twitch drop is worth it? Well, it's basically a reskinned muffin. So yeah. Do with that what you will. So yeah, is it worth it? Well, yeah. For the completion, it is. Is it useful? It's as useful as the muffin. So yeah, muffins can be useful. Crap, man! How am I gonna do this if I can't? For some reason, this is taking more time than it needs to.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system.
Problem is, he's gonna rush in.
Better lock and load. They can't be far away. All right.
I'm just gonna take my distance for now.
I'm here to take over for the next set.
Oh, shit. You're like the missing Kraftwerk brother or something. I love it. Can't wait to see you spin. Gonna kill. Ears on fire. Insane.
Yeah, right. No offense, but I think I'm still going to try to.
Okay. Now it's a bummer that the dude is over here, but yeah.
This should keep you going.
Thanks. You're a sweetheart. I'm just so exhausted. Need to pick me up.
You shouldn't leave that here, sir. I want to score. I hear. Follow me.
Can't go too quickly, right? Bum 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 bum.
Hello there.
Gotta go up the stairs anyway, so put this here. Fuck! Why did he take a step forward? Do you remember if you have to do something to get him into correct position, or does he walk by his own on his regular path? You know the challenge to toss a brick of cocaine into the fan to powder one of the targets in the main mission? No. I don't remember that, Canadiator. I've never done that one, that story mission at least. He probably, if it's a main story mission, then he probably just walks a path where you can get him, and it's probably a question of timing. But yeah, these featured contracts? No, this is just a contract I picked at random from one of my friends lists things. So Yeah. Yeah, if you guys have any contracts you want me to play on Epic, then just put it in chat and I will take a look at it.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should hold. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Yeah, everything's fine.
It's a challenge or feat, not a mission story thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I have no idea, man. That was a failure. So yeah, I probably haven't done that one. Is this on this mission on this map? Could be bricks of cocaine.
As long as we don't accidentally overload the system, everything should hold. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Everything's fine as it is right now. Would you mind looking into what that was?
Okay, I got it.
Fuck me, why did he see me? There are big fans near the stage, I think. I'm not sure where the brick of coke is though. Okay, that's probably in the biker hangout. Because they're the coke dealers.
Accidentally overload the system. Everything should hold.
And this part is annoying.
You should probably check that out, don't you think?
Okay.
Rise and shine. This time it's for real. We're not going home until we find the shooter. Oh, okay. Come on, come in. You copy? Yeah, I'm here now. No, nothing. Quiet here. All right. Roger that. Moving to that location. Now.
I'm here to take over for the next set.
Oh, shit! You're like the missing Kraftwerk brothers or something. I love it.
Come on, let DJ Chesto do his thing.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the guys to fuck off. There we go.
Excuse me?
Okay. This is the safest way to do it. He's right here, so let's go to this lady over here. Hey dude.
Thanks.
I can look the other way.
Excuse me, sir, I think you dropped something. I want to score. I hear. Follow me.
Okay. One brick is also in Muller's office. Okay. Yeah, see? So that's the biker hangout.
Hey, you. I will get yours.
Okay. Got him. Well, now pick this up. Up. Okay. Hey, dude. Okay. That's not the DJ take my life.
For obvious safety reasons, I can't just let you drop shit around like that, mister.
There we go. Whew. Okay, okay, okay. Got him. Nice. Okay, let's find that challenge, shall we? Suck a bag of bricks. What's it called? There's so many things in this game. I didn't know that Miami Flamingo Easter egg manga did last week. Yeah, that was cool, right? So the drowning fiber wire, the scooter. Oh, this is what I have completed. So show uncompleted. Let's start over here. Specify the drug dealer with a brick of cocaine. Okay, so that's just throwing it at him. But if I do that, I have everything. Okay. So, did I do the show all? Dump some money in the canals. Concrete ornithology done. Trophy naturel. Coconut ball surprise. Targets in a headshot, lethal poison, accident, drowning, fiber wire, golden ticket, exfiltrate, and scavenger, dealer, basement door, disguises of the DJ. I don't see anything about the devil's dandruff. Get a brick of cocaine, okay, but I did that, so yeah. I don't see anything about throwing a brick of cocaine into the fans. So if this is the only thing I have to do, then maybe I'm just gonna do that and have that done. Next up, next to menu. It was in assassination. Okay. Destinations, let's go to Berlin. I only have to knock him out and then I have the thing done. So, starting in the biker hangout, I'm gonna take a regular pistol, just for shits and giggles, and then there should be a brick of cocaine there. Oh, I didn't look at. It was in assassination. Okay. I can open the challenge set from here. Let's see. Challenges. Now I have to get more challenges. Brain trauma. Oh. Show all that. Okay, turntables, drive it home. Rule 3, yes, and straight shot. Place a straceless, accident. Hold my hair. Fiber wire. That's all that there is in assassination. So, do I participate in the giveaway? Well, I only have a ducky and a DLC left, so if you have the DLC already, probably you can, yeah, then no. But if you want the ducky and you don't have it yet, you can. Hold my hair, some accident, lethal poison, straight shot, scrap sword. Yeah, drop the bag. Versatile assassin, no. His own rifle, eliminate 3 IC agents. The grand finale, trauma accident. Third from the left. 1, 2, 3. This one. In the light show, but this isn't the this isn't cocaine in a fan. This is electrifying the walkway, and when you trigger it, they get electrified, and the whole tree goes up in fire. A feat. You said assassination. Feet. 2, 3, here. Ah, okay. Whiteout. Agent Chamberlain in a cloud of cocaine. Okay.
We should have horns.
So let's see. Find a brick of cocaine.
Are we? You want to watch your little
Let's get hit maps up. Maps. Paris? No, we're not in Paris. We're in Berlin. Oh, that's Hitman 3, right? Berlin. Okay. Let's see. Search for cocaine brick. Okay. There's one all the way down. It's in Muller's office, yes. And the other one is where? It's in the drug packaging, huh? I so happen to be there. Oh, so I start over here. So it's over there. Okay. So there should be a brick of cocaine here.
I'm moving to investigate.
There we go.
Jeez.
Could have gone through this door, but okay. So now I gotta knock the drug dealer out with this. Okay. There we go. I'm guessing it was only a couple of egg hunt ones. Okay. Let's see, the drug dealer is downstairs. So I gotta get...
Good to see plenty of security here.
let's see. Oh, the agent is not here. Oh, he's all the way over there. Okay. So it's weird that he shows me more challenges now than when I was in the contract. I'll knock him out.
Good day to you, sir.
Where's our... Is he over here, the drug dealer?
Keep me going.
Thanks.
I want to score. I hear.
Super
Follow me.
uncomfortable, sir.
Okay, let's knock him out. Get out of my way, lady. Ooh, almost got caught there. Cocaine break. Here, need a break. Okay, got that one done. I think it's because the outside main story has different challenges. It includes escalations and stuff. Maybe plus they can't list main mission targets in those. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so now the brick is gone. Oh boy.
Damn.
Got.
Hey, easy now, big boy.
Okay. So and who was it that we had to smoke out? Feats. Third one. Agent Chamberlain. Okay, who's Chamberlain? Him. Okay. So it's him. Let's turn around, dude. Let's go grab the brick from what's his name's office, Muller's office.
Could have cash or otherwise.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
we
yeah.
call it. But if we don't,
God damn it. Let's see, where's the brick? Key card is always handy.
Worries me. Gray's never late. He'll be fine. He always is. This whole
Toy tank.
comfortable turn. I don't like that new security guy. The one from Munich. He's not right.
You think they're connected?
I don't know. He wants to talk to me, so I'll see. I'm just trying to avoid him until we got Gray sorted out.
Where's the brick then?
The boys are trying to stall him as much as possible.
Maybe I should just call him and get it over and done with.
Shotgun.
I need
Is it
to
back
think.
here? In the safe. What safe?
Good.
Oh, over here. Does anybody know the digits to the safe? I don't know. I've never used the safe.
On the distribution front.
Good. Any update on our guests from Munich? They behaving?
The guys say they got an attitude, but nothing we can.
What?
Hey, could you find out what that was?
Roger that.
Hey, security guy! Hold up just a minute.
We need to keep an eye on this, Duty. Dangerous hell. Son of a bitch!
Hi. I think it's the year the Berlin Wall went down, so it's like what, 82 or something. Intel. What the hell did I pick up? Because I picked up something. Inventory. A bag of medicine. Oh, I thought it was a note. A juice bar ticket. One of the two I picked up anyway. Okay. 1989.
The guys say they got an attitude.
1989. Thank you. There we go. Oh, you can just save, right? Yeah, I can just save. Okay, save. And then do this. I have the Easter egg set up. Oh, whatever. Okay, so where's the fan? Oh, the fan's over here. So can I just do this and envelop him in a big bag of smoke? Where is the agent? He's all the way over there, so he's all the way over. All the way over there. Does he recognize me? Yes, he does. That's not good. Let's see if he goes back. And I don't know how far the cocaine goes. Sounds of a funky drummer. Not this summer. Yeah, this is Chamberlain, right? Yeah, okay.
This is Montgomery. Is everyone in position?
Yes.
Chamberlain reporting. No sign. A target.
Be careful, or you may not spot him until it's too late.
Stand back. Check it out. I'll stay right here.
Oh, he was too far away, I guess.
Why is that happening?
He was too far away. But yeah, you can lure him there by just chucking something there. If he is close, he will come by. I really should chuck it over here. And then hide.
Stay down, people. Let me handle this.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then he will
Yeah, I totally
step in front of it, and then you just throw the bag over there and it should be okay. Oh, I can load. I did not save for nothing. From Fight the Power by Public Enemy. Fight the Power! Okay. We'll just have to wait till he gets here. Close enough. That's him, right? All the way over here? Yeah. Have to wait till he moves here. Come on, dude. Ah, there he comes. Wonder where the other one. Oh, the other one will come out the door. So I'm safe here because from the door he can't see me. You can't see me. Okay, so he will go over there. They will cross paths eventually. Or could I throw it in the back of the fan? I'll throw it in the front of the fan. Save. Let's save here again, just to be in the safe side. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, confirm. So maybe throw it at the back of the fan so it gets blown forward. I don't know. I'm just trying stuff out here. There we go. So that's how you do it. Okay, so yeah, that's that's how you do that. Okay. The Easter egg by was it Alonso was referring to? One of you two. Hey, the flamingo got XT. Oh, it's about. I think it's about time I do a ducky giveaway. I'll do that after the flamingo thing. So this is an Easter egg. If you start as the green flamingo and then knock out the blue one and you drag him all the way up here, you grab his picture from the entrance. There's, if you come in through the entrance from the outside, it's on the left, there's a picture of him. And if you put him here and you scan the picture of the flamingo, he will shoot him.
Target acquired. Flamingo.
And I will show you, these guys will turn into flamingos immediately, see? And now every real NPC, not the fake ones. Oh, it's it's messing with my my stuff. As you can see, now the flamingos are everywhere. That's a bit hard to see from here, but my game is freaking out a bit. Oh, let's go up here.
For newcomers to endurance racing,
You should have the. Hey, that one is not changed. Why?
Everything's looking good here.
The main target is not changed.
Genius inventor, black market's weapons dealer, and Providence defector.
Stand up.
Really?
Really? Yes.
Probably not. New uplink connection is strong, but some smaller fiber optics.
They're all birds. So yeah, that is the flamingo Easter egg. But yeah, these guys, they're all fake NPCs. They're not real, so they don't change. But if you go to the real NPCs, see, they're all flamingos. All the guys over here, over here. Let's see who's real
See that
over
red
here.
car, 47? That's the Kronstadt race car with Sierra Knox behind the wheel.
For all you race buffs out there, I can tell you that the winner will again be presented with champagne on the podium after a few years.
It's a flamingo party, man.
That is real champagne from the eastern region of.
Can you see Goldfinger leaderboards? Exit mission. What do you mean Goldfinger leaderboards? Is that a when they drag the bodies in body bags, they moonwalk there because there's no animation for it? It's just be like that. Hey, Evely, welcome. Goldfinger, is that a contract? Let's see, contract search. Goldfinger. I think I played this. Yeah. Leaderboards. Baymark, 50 seconds. Phoenix in 50 seconds. Me in 1:13. Thomas, Puchas, Ashram, Captain Crook, Liz. So yeah, that's the leaderboards, Jenny. Okay, let's get a giveaway underway. Let's see, I have one ducky left. Yeah. So this is for a trophy duck. Let's see, commands. No time. Giveaway. Let's make it a ducky. Ducky. Reset. Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's open for 30 minutes. So. A ducky to have a chance to win the trophy duck. Okay, and then pin that for 30 minutes. Okay. Cool. Do Mario versus Luigi is let's see. Back. Let's see. Mario versus Luigi. Is that on Epic? That's not on Epic. Or did I spell it? Do I have to spell it like you did? Mario versus Luigi. Nope, I can't find it. Sorry, I'm on the Epic server, so if it's on Xbox or PlayStation or Steam, I can't play it. I think it's cool. The duckies. That's cool for the community. Wish you could buy it if you're doing to win it. Yeah, it's probably gonna come back at some point. IOI gave me a few keys for it, so because I entered the creator program. So yeah, and it's my last ducky. I gave away like 8 or something. I think I had 8 or 10, but I don't know. Gave away a few over the course of the thing. So let's see. Home Alone. It's probably a few of them. Yeah, there's a few of them. Home Alone in Creek, Whittleton Creek. Okay. Mendoza, Whittleton Creek. Over here we go. This one. Suck Brick Kid by Iceman Actual. It could be so that Red Plumber versus Green Plumber. Okay. Yeah, keep it up. I'll do this one first because I could find this, and then after this, if I finish this, I can look for the red versus green. Just remind me when I'm done. Let's see: electrocution, drowning, explosion, electrocution. Okay, so maybe bring a taser. It should not be too hard. Taser, unless I need to do something else. Explosion accident, so that is a propane tank. Drowning. That means I gotta make somebody sick. I gotta start at this thing anyway, so select item. I will take a... No. Not a concealable knife. Why did you pick this concealable knife? Let's see. That's durian. And then... I can get it... Okay. Drowning. And these are any method. Okay. Service. Another? Okay. Home Alone in what did you say? Whittleton Creek. I said Home Alone in Whittleton Creek. Okay, so I can't. Okay. No, this? Another? What do you mean? Okay, so it is this one. Yes? I also have this one. You said no this, so I'm assuming you mean this one. Bench pickup, melee, this, and then take a tool proxy taser for him. Electrocution for him, drowning for him. No, yes, service. I have no idea what you want, man. I got electrocution one, yes. Explosion, yes. I can do that. Drowning, I can do that. Okay. Yeah. Suck Brick Kid. Okay, let's pick a suit because this is suit only. Let's pick a suit.
Sure, why not?
Casual purple streak swimwear. Okay. I guess it's a hot day in Whittleton Creek. Purple streak. let's go. Alrighty then. Oh boy, they're all up there. Let's see, is there a propane tank nearby? Because who... brother. He's got to drown. He's got to be any method. Okay, so they're up top. He's got to be an accidental explosions. Oh, he's the one that walks here. And he's got to be electrocution. Okay.
Probably heard about Charles Blake before. He's the chairman of your homeowners association.
He's the chairman of your homeowner association. Is there a propane tank in there? No.
That doesn't sound like him.
Hey, you guys haven't been poking around the front, haven't you, behind the house?
No. Oh, okay. It's just that, well, I saw one of those security people from Dennis' house. So I'm pretty sure he's buried back there.
Okay.
Okay, stashing you for later because you need to be an accidental explosion. Do I need this? No. Whoa. Okay, you need to be what? Anything in the suit. Okay, let's get up there.
Yeah, alright. Good luck, pal. You'll need it.
Okay. Got him. Anything useful in here? SMGs, covert gun, flash grenades, guns. What's his problem? Accident electrocution. Okay. Proxy taser. Okay. And then where is the is there any security footage here? No, sadly no. Okay, so and he was drowning. Okay. Oh, he's gonna go for the dude. Okay. Let's go get the propane tank.
Here's your chance to change the world. Vote Blake.
Propane tanks, propane tanks. Yes. Propane tanks. I have a contract after this, if you don't mind. Yeah, sure. The I can see if I can find the red versus blue first. Red versus green. If not, then we can do yours first.
Your house is
Ebay. My pleasure. Pom 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 pom.
Grab the pack of smokes that was thrown over the fence from the old guy's garden. No, I'm trying
Okay. One propane tank. I think there are a few in the garages probably. One in the back. Yeah, the one with the barbecue. That's where one I got. I don't know if there's in the garage. There's not one in the garage. At least not this one. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so he is now good. Let's not do that. Oh, it's him. Okay. It should get him, right?
Oh, this isn't good. Oh, I don't think this is good at all.
Toilet right there, dude.
Clear here.
Okay. Got him. Battery for electrocution though. Yeah, but then you'll have to get him into a puddle. And I just gave him the how do you call it? The proximity taser. Where's the thing? Where is it? That's over there.
Man, nothing going on in the league. Moving on. Over.
There we go. Got him. Have you got 100% on Hitman completionist? No, I don't. I don't have it. I have a lot of challenges on most maps done, but far from everything. So yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can find the red versus green. Number 3 in the world. Okay, who's new? Who's global? We've got a player with no name on 1. Ashub and me in 635. Dumb bananas. Sniper with a gun. They just gave up. Red plumber versus green plumber on the Italy map. Okay. Let's go see if we can find that. I wish I could have a countdown on the screen. I gotta figure out how to do that. Let's see. Game modes. Contracts. Search. And you say red plumber. That's red plumber versus green plumber. Nope. Back. Red versus green. Aha. Here we go. On the Italy map, it's Sapienza. So I have it's basically 2 contracts. Is this the one you mean? Maybe a PlayStation thing? Yeah, could be. Could be. Okay, so Abe, give me your contract. Then we'll take a look at that. If you have numbers or names, it's all right. It's all good. There we go. Numbers. We have numbers. Contract search. No. Contract lookup. No contract found. 129 1209 76704. That's too long. Try again. 129 1209 767044. No. Is it 44? No. Sorry, Abe, that number is too long. For some reason. Oh, there's the second set is 4 numbers. That should be 3. Yeah, that's too much. That's too long. Abai. 121 1209 76704. One two one 209 76704. See, you have too many numbers. You have too many numbers. Ah, that's better. Okay, so take that. No, no, man. Is this on Epic, Abe? 1 minute. Wonder if PC has Garden Show Massacre. Yeah, that's probably a kill-all contract, and I don't like kill-all contracts. That's that takes like an hour to do it, and if you want to go silent assassin, that's basically almost undoable. Unless you of course kill everybody, then you're green again because there's no one to notice. Unless there's a stipulation that says, yeah, nobody can find anybody's. Shark recreated. Just give us a minute, Chenny. If anybody can find him, we can do that one first, and then after that I can do the other Home Alone in Creek. There we go. I got black, I got white. What do you want? Hello, Agent. The following are allegedly involved in eye trafficking business and have come to the Isle of Scale to hunt for their next victims. Take them down, 47. Okay. Good one on Dartmoor where you kill the family members with different tools. Yeah, man, there's so many good... the Viking axe. Where the hell am I gonna get a Viking axe? Electrocution, okay. So, take a micro taser, fine. Pistol elimination, okay, I've got that, but where's the Viking axe? Gotta look that up. Go back. This is Scale, so that is also Hitman 3, I think. Or is that 2? Scale. Okay. Search. Viking axe. There is one in the closet next to the main gate. Okay. And otherwise there's one where all the way upstairs in the library. I don't want that. But there's one in the closet next to the main gate. And it's a locked door. Oh! Okay. Do I have room? Those are all not good. Oh, and I've got to be the entertainer? What are you doing to me? This is a problem. Doesn't have to be a problem. What if I start in the kitchen? And then in the kitchen I put myself a seeker. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. The X is on the walls where the knight is. Oh, that's all the way up top. Yeah, but it's so far up. I don't want to go there. There's an that's the X over there. But I don't want to go all the way up there. There's another. Oh, that's the wrong way. I need to be in the over here. Okay. Okay. First things first. Get me a. Fuck.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see, where does he go? He should go to the toilet somewhere over there. Excuse me, coming through. Sick person.
Wow.
Excuse me?
You don't look too good, buddy.
Okay, cool. Give me that. Let's see.
Tokens around like a sucker.
Yeah, sorry for the black and white, but yeah, it's. Oh fuck. That's part of this outfit. Oh, she's coming in here. But I need the. Oh, I've got the coin.
Who the hell are you? That's it. You're in trouble.
Hey,
we need some help.
Well, I did. Why is she an enforcer against me? That is bullshit, man. That is bullshit. So, brother, what's the best Hitman game you have played? This one. I did play. What was it? Blood Money, I think, for a bit. But yeah, the this was the first one I played, and the again the wrong side.
Why does it matter?
And after that I bought Blood Money, and but the controls compared to that were, I found them to be a bit clanky. So yeah, I prefer this one because it's the one I'm used to. And it's got all the contracts and all the most stuff, so yeah. How the hell did I not hit him? I think I downloaded the older ones when I was younger, but this is your favorite? Yeah. It's hard to go back to the old ones? Yeah. Why did that guy open the door? Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so where is it?
We are talking about
over
the
here.
famous Arc Society signature drink.
And how the hell did I miss? That's my question.
So is it? Why does it matter?
Coin. Give me that. Do, 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 do. I'm too fast. What the fuck?
Hey you! You are off limits! Don't go anywhere.
Really?
Follow me now, understood?
How did I hit? There's an entertainer outfit available on the map. Okay. Where? Let me see. Entertainer disguise. It's in the same closet. Okay. Okay, it's the same place I can get the axe. Okay. Restart mission. This way. Okay. Starting here because I, well, if I do this, I probably don't need this. Okay. Oh, if I'm in that little room and I'm trespassing? Young lady, mind your own business.
I mean, show a little respect, right? Being on the divorce papers.
Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. Looks kind of fun. Like final all over.
Oh, she hooked on me because I did turn it on while she was looking. Hey, Monocular. Welcome.
No way!
Entries have stopped for the giveaway. Okay. Well, lady, see the coin? It is another trick. If you put it there, she will open the door.
Excellent.
Why doesn't she open the door? Normally, if you put it right next to the door, she will open it for you. Doesn't work. She doesn't have a key? No, she doesn't. Ah, fuck. You also can't just hack down the door. By the way, I've received a bunch of items over the years and still did not claim them. Okay. Yeah, then
Hey, you. You.
so since I don't need the thing, since I don't need this, I can just smuggle in a lockpick. There we go. Yeah, I have like, I think it's better Twitch TV that does that. It auto claims stuff if it's if it gets into your inventory, so I don't even have to manually claim it. You have to be Kratos for that. Oh, before we go, the giveaway is running, has ended, so let's pick a winner. Who will get it? And Canadianator, you have won a ducky. Okay, so oh, that one goes from here to here. And then I will send you a whisper. Just go to your IOI account and you can redeem it over there. There you go. So it's redeem. Where is it? I lost my stuff. Don't need this. Yeah, and that link is where you can redeem it. It's the IOI website. So yeah, there you go. Hey Shardy, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you, man. Good to see you. I hope you're having a good week. You're welcome, man. It was all a chance, so yeah. There we go. Okay, so I should be able to get in here.
Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
Get her in here. Do this. Okay, get the entertainer outfit. Get the Viking axe. That's a different axe. Melee.
Exposition. Yep, I'm fixing this thing in case anyone was wondering. Alright, where's that damn... Ah.
Oh, the problem is I can't run away around with this thing. Castle walls key. Can I get in here from here? No. Fuck, I can't bring this with me. Oh, wait, I don't need to. Electrocution, accident, and pistol. Okay. Can always use coins. Okay, who's next?
Damn.
Electrocution.
I know that. Look, option overload, huh?
Well, I know what I want. Now I just gotta shut up that nagging little voice that tells me I'm crazy. One of the downsides of a middle-class upbringing. What did you get?
I got the 4-bedroom suite with the oaken floor.
What if I give her...
It's probably tax deductible, right? How about you?
My ex-husband scored the old 3-bedroom suite that I purchased back in '08 when the plans for the Arctic shelter...
There's too many people here.
Part of the settlement. So now I'm considering one of the core suites.
Oh, big spender.
Oh, if I overflow this,
Long sold out.
Well, this one
then
one man's loss, as they say.
How much? If you don't mind me asking.
Can you keep a secret?
6 congressional hearings say I can.
oh, exposition.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, just don't tell Clarence. If he finds out how much money I stashed away in Switzerland, I'll lose the other estate too.
It sure is a lot of green for an underground bunker beneath a glacier at the ass end of nowhere. Especially one you'll likely never use.
Oh.
Hmm?
Huh? Oh my. Okay.
Ah, fuck. Oh man, the water got a bit farther than I anticipated.
I'm getting someone to help. You. Does anyone know that guy?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
What's going on here? What are you doing?
This contract looks familiar. Yeah, I think you recreated it by Jacques.
Humiliation.
Indeed.
What? You need me to spell it out in sign language? Hello?
Okay, let's go take a peek at the other one. Oh, he's all the way over there.
No, God, please,
Artful Jamie just redeemed. Tangerine emoji. God no.
No!
So, what's with the donation?
Come on, need more tokens. They can't all be gone.
Ah, brother. I need an unlock for this too. Okay. Oh, it's him. Okay. It's got to be pistol elimination, probably. No, just pistol. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we know what to do. Did you add new redeems? Not yet. I just gave away my last ducky. I have one Bruce Lee DLC available. I can do that in a bit, and then. Oh wait, over here. Almost forgot what I was doing. Okay. Get the key and coin here. Do I need it? Who knows? Okay, I can't go. Oh, I can go in here. Okay.
Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. Like Final Club all over.
Okay. Oh, channel point redeems. I have, yes, I do. I have, scroll down all the way to the bottom. You might see something you like.
Right? Okay, let's do this. Ah, there we go.
Okay. Let's get you away from there, shall we?
know that look. Option overload.
Well,
Fuck! I forgot to trigger my... and he walked right over it.
Ophay_Sing1040 just redeemed. Tangerine emoji. Ask AI Diana Burnwood. Are Rick Dangerous and Mongadungali's brothers?
Abhai Singh 1040 asked me, are Rick Dangerous and Mungadungali's brothers? While I can't confirm
yeah.
it seems like Rick
You gotta get
Dangerous and
swifty.
Mungadungali's have a strong
You gotta get
connection
swifty
with
in
Hitman.
here.
They might not be brothers by blood.
It's time to get
but they
swifty.
were considered brothers in gaming and entertainment. Good luck with your investigations, and good luck.
Good luck with your investigations. You'll never find out. Okay. So, that wasn't fast enough for him. Now I am. Okay. Whoop. Glass of bubbly and a gin.
To make it sound simple.
Okay.
Decide on 3 friends, then glad it's not me
This
year.
one is simple.
Tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. Like
Tick, tick, tick. Unlock this one. Okay.
Okay, if I just put this here.
Okay, let's go here. Let's see if I can't get him to go to the... before the lady comes close.
Me.
No, go ahead.
No offense, but please get out of my face. I don't know you. Hold it right there.
Fuck! Wow, that was a lot further than I thought. Ah, fuck me.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That's bullshit.
My friend, it's not just any old drink.
Okay. Get this. Yoink. Dun, 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 dun.
The product doesn't even matter.
Okay. Yeah, well, she is routine now by now. Get that. Get this. Da 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 da. Get this. This. Du, 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 du. Okay.
Oh, this looks bad. Nothing I can't fix.
Alrighty then. So let's get this out. And then immediately put down a coin, maybe.
Huh? Slow down, pal. Damn. There.
Got him. Well, that's how winning is done. Okay, so now only thing I have to do is get this dude.
What's with that weird bird effigy?
It's the annual Phoenix ceremony.
Civilizing the collapse of civilization. By the
rebirth. I get it.
Oh,
What do you think you're
fuck you,
You don't belong here.
bitch. Snitches get stitches. What? Fuck me.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Why? God damn it. This is starting to piss me off. Like I said, this part is routine right now. I'm grabbing that coin, but I don't need it. I don't need it.
Marketing is like a license to print money.
I'm glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. Like finals.
Okay. No. Presto changeo. Boop. Get this. Close the door. There's a window next to the coin collector guy in the white clothes.
Okay, this goes here.
Turn that off. Hey Kaiser, welcome. Happy Friday. How's it going? It's going well. Just playing a few contracts.
Wow. And we're good to go.
Okay.
Get out of my way, lady. There we go. I'll just go past over here.
One more area called.
There's too many people here.
There's gotta be another token around here. The others must be way ahead of me.
Okay. There we go.
She's like, how can you possibly make so much money in a legal way?
One of them should go investigate.
Could you find out what that was?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Uh-huh. What was that? Command, I just heard a weird noise. I'm moving into investigate.
Okay. Cool. Why am I red gunned? He saw the body? No, because he didn't freak out. That was weird. Okay. I need something to bonk him with.
Why can't you tell me what's in it? My friend, it's not just any old drink. So what's in it? Why does it matter? They don't serve it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need the coin, so I can just go ahead. You can use the durian. Yeah, oh, that's right. I don't longer need the durian. That's true. Very, very true. Interesting.
Tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun.
What the hell was that sound? Okay. Come on in, lady. I've got an axe to grind with you.
Okay, if I just put this here and this over there.
Okay. Get the taser out. Watch out for the camera. That and trigger the taser.
Excuse me?
Lady, get the fuck out of my way!
What? You look like you've done something you shouldn't.
Why the fuck is she always in the fucking doorway? God damn it, man. Okay, replan. Since I don't no longer need the durian, I could take the lockpick with me. Then is there something somewhere closer I can start? Probably not. Oh, I can start in the reception area. But then I don't have a coin. Let's try. Are there coins on the bar by any chance? No.
Are those blindfolds? It does act. Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. Like Final Club, all those.
Okay. Outfit. Axe. Lady comes in. It's just a key here.
Bad. Nothing I can't fix.
Before anybody else comes in.
What's going on? Hey, somebody trying to be funny here or what? Creep.
I know there's like a coin over here.
Okay, down there. Stay still, and I'll try to find someone.
Coin over here. But I don't think I can get there from here. There's a one under the thing that drops down on your right when you start. There's no coin here, just a candle.
Damn.
Sorry, dude.
Hey, watch it. Hey, waiter! You have to stop right now! mister.
Fuck. What is this?
I'm gonna get you some help.
What the?
Why is it highlighted? Yeah, it has to do with the candles that are there. Oh, can I was wondering. Oh. Oh, the door is open again. Okay.
Command, you there?
Yeah, the problem is the fucking camera is in the way. Need something to lure him. Let's investigate. Let's see. There's a coin right here. Got it. Okay, let's. Oh, I gotta be the entertainer first. So.
Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun.
So yeah, and if I kill her first, I have coins, so that doesn't really matter. I'm just being dumb. Because she drops 2 coins.
Okay, this goes.
See? 2 coins. Okay. Remote.
Well, one thing I like about our society Know that look? Option overload, huh?
Well, I know what I want. Now I just gotta shut up that nagging.
Huh?
Oh shit!
She's not in the freaking way. There we go. Alright. Yeah, let's hug the block here. Far right, there's less people. I can get around easier.
So, what's with the donation bowl?
So what's with the donation? Oh, I got nothing to chuck at his head. There we go. Normal vision back. There we go. Okay, let's get up here. Oh, I can be here.
Don't move.
God damn it, I thought I was allowed up here in this outfit. Now, if I get up here... No.
Yeah, okay.
One of you guys. Fuck me. If I get up there... Okay. Oh shit, yeah. That's the correct one. Oh shit. Oh, not again. Oh shit, here we go again.
Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun.
I've got a lockpick. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. We've got it basically worked out too.
Excuse me, sir. I think you dropped it.
Hmm?
This thing is driving me crazy.
Cool. There we go. That worked out perfectly. The question is, where do I go when I kill the last dude?
So, what's with the donation bowl?
Come on, need more tokens. They can't all be gone.
Can't all be gone. I'd give you a token, but I need it, sir.
Jeez. Check that out, would ya? Copy that. Awesome.
Okay. Why am I trespassing here? I'm one of you guys. No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay. Let's go here.
What was that?
Fucking hell, man. Are you getting first light? Yeah, I am. I pre-ordered it, so yeah, as soon as I can, I will download it, and then we're gonna play it. Of course. Okay. God damn it. So, is there a better way, faster way to get out? That's my big question, is how the hell do I get out now? Man, I don't get it. I've done this this exit so many times like that, but now the dude is harassing me, and I don't like it.
Ooh, this looks bad.
Okay. I got those animated backgrounds, but what would I use them for? Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Huh?
So who are you? I haven't seen.
Hey. Who the hell are you? You guys know this Joker? No? Oh.
God damn it, man. I also got Lana Del Rey. That was surprising. Yeah, for the theme song, I got a pop-up for that you could listen to it. Could listen to it because they released it or something. The theme song.
Glad it's not me this year, chasing tokens around like a sucker.
I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Okay. Now the game is gonna fuck me over because I wanna speedrun the first part. God damn it.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Wow.
See anything out of the ordinary? Welcome on.
There we go.
Evening.
Evening. Okay. Get through here.
So, what's with the donation bowl?
Around here.
The others must be way ahead of me.
Okay. This. Where's everybody? Oh, they're all over there. He's both over there. Okay. Chuck one over there.
Find out what that was.
Affirmative.
What?
All is cool, all is cool.
Fuck it. Nah, I'm gonna try it. Do I have coins? I do. I know what you're thinking. He's gonna get caught again. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Oh, it's nothing.
These fuckers can turn around. That would be nice. I think I got it before I got swooshed. Too much. Ugh. Yes! No red guns. I got out before I got red guns. 5 stars, baby. 5 stars. Read it and weep. Oh, I've got pie. I win. I've got pie time. I got out just before they made me. See the leaderboards. Manga. Oh, Manga already also did this. I did it in half the time. Eat it. Alright. Next. Exit. Thank you for playing your contract. Well, you're welcome, man. That was fun. It was just the exit that was fucking me up at the end. Okay, so what time is it? It's 4:45. Yeah, I can. In about 15 minutes, I will do the last Bruce Lee DLC giveaway I have, and then, yeah. Shall we listen to it? Oh crap! It's opening a whole heap of browsers on my side now. Where is it? Is the one that it added? Come on. That's this one. Okay. Copy that. Close down this set of browsers. Exit. Okay. Let's new. I need this thing to shut up for a moment. Options. Audio. Music. Let's pull it down. Okay. Then let's see. Random suit. Overlay. Window capture. Here we go. Here we go. Let's make that visible, shall we? Bloop. That's suited for work too. Is that one? Sounds good so far. Yeah, it's got that James Bond vibe. I could see this in a movie, and then all the weird visuals they always have for Bond and those. Yeah, bit of a political issue. These are the James Bond thing. Yeah, I like it. Sounds good. Your life like a game. It's kind of fitting because you're playing his life in the game. Sounds like a Russian singer? I'm sure there's Russian singers that sound a bit like this. But we're gonna get copyright struck, but yeah, we'll deal with that. She said the thing. These are completely as we see, but these actually yeah. I like it. Good song. Good theme song for a James Bond movie. Very nice. Okay, turn off the window capture here. There we go. I'll keep the music volume for the thing down. Okay, game modes. No. Contracts. Let's see. Not suited for work too. Yeah. Search. Contract in Mendoza. Mendoza! Good day, 47. Your targets are busy in their work and they have no clue what the pattern of accidents that the pattern of accidents has not ended yet. Precision will ensure each incident will appears unavoidable. Don't leave any clues behind. Good luck by Shardy Waffles. Okay. Accident in any disguise. This is Mendoza. Right. Okay. Depending where the hell they are. There's this one in the... over here. Accidents, right. Okay. So, I like it. Remote taser. And then the smuggled item in the cave. Shrine. Do I have a third one? Don't think so. Multipass. Well, it could be handy. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if one of them is over there, and then go from there. There's another accident.
What's the alternative? A park? Her parents will break your neck.
¿Qué es esto?
We should probably check that out. Go have a look, okay?
Oh yeah, I get it.
Oh, that was a bad accident. Okay. Where's the others? Not here. Okay. So over here. Oh, in the cinema. Okay. Where the hell is he? Okay. Let's go down here. I don't need your outfit, I guess. Maybe to get into this, maybe to move freely in the cinema, I don't know. Oh, no. Oh. Well, that worked out.
Of my ancestors feels just incredibly profound.
Our goal here at Vignetta Yates is simple. From our state-of-the-art winemaking facility to our carefully nurtured grapestock. Handpicked.
Go and see what that was.
No problem.
Ay. Such a horrible accident. Might as well pick up a fresh propane tank. Okay, who's next? Where's the other next one? Okay. He's upstairs. Okay. I think I will give him a taser. He's over there.
Burnwood was in league with Grey. She's responsible for killing how many of our people? How could she be a herald? Maybe Vidal will trip her down.
Looking good today, sir.
All the way up there. Okay.
Corvo, got a message from the boss.
Corvo, I've got a message from the boss.
That's right.
He does his best to sound tough, doesn't he?
Huh?
Oh, my,
Huh. I wonder what that was. Look, I'm not like a weapons guy, but I found one over here, and
I don't know if it's fake, but maybe you should check it.
Hey, somebody trying to be funny here or what?
Let's see, one over there. This one I'm getting. Oh, and he's all the way out here. Oh my god, he's all the way over there. Okay.
¿Qué? ¿Es un peso? You aren't telling me what I'm...
He doesn't like me. Okay. Gotta avoid the enforcer there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, get out of my way, please. I'm gonna blow up the dude downstairs. Am I allowed in here? No, I'm not. How am I gonna do this? That lady is eyeballing me and I don't like it.
Siempre se me tiene la menor idea de lo que está hablando. Para hacer la bandeja de la
Crap. Can I?
Hmm?
Come on, be a gentleman.
Okay.
Got him. Yeah, that was a perfect throw, man. Oh my god. I didn't know if that was gonna work. Thank you. See, they're applauding me. Yeah, no, but I'm choosing to believe they're applauding me.
Bienvenidos to Viñeda.
Ready, Pam? 3, 2, 1, and...
Oh.
Oh my gosh, be careful.
Hey,
the ground's super loose here. If we fall, we're going to seem like
Okay, so this car should be the exit, right? Hopefully. Zzzt. Free X-ray day. There we go. Okay, so now I will start the giveaway for the Bruce Lee DLC that I still have. Second, what? Huh, my manga smoked me. Okay. Just a heads up, guys. I cannot get keys for PlayStation Asia just yet. So PlayStation Europe and America should work, but Asia, they don't have any keys, and already I had 2 winners that were from India, so that's Asia, and I couldn't generate any keys for them. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. And if you are from Asia, then I can put you on a waiting list on in my document. So then you'll have to wait. Join for the Bruce Lee DLC. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. PS Asia is a problem right now. And then pin that. Yes. 30 minutes. Any Xbox code available? Yes, I should have an Xbox code available. I can do these 3 platforms. And then but only PlayStation Asia is a problem right now. I tried to redeem them last week because 2 of the viewers had won, and it gave me an error. I asked IOI about it, and they said, yeah, we don't have any PlayStation keys yet for Asia. They're working on it, but so far nothing yet. So yeah, you can take your chance if you're from that region, and I will put you on the waiting list. And as soon as I have them, I can redeem them and give them to you. But yeah, I can make no guarantees, sadly. So yeah, it is what it is. It's all I can do. That's, I think, the last thing I have available for my campaigns. I will check after the stream. Okay, so I have about half an hour left. I can do more contracts. We do a sniper assassin. Luckily, I've already run the Bruce Lee DLC on a stream a few days back. Oh, nice, Canadianator. May I make another one? Yes, sure, Shardy. Maybe I should, next time I should just do the queue thing. Then people can just enter the queue like Manga does. That is a lot easier. Then you're always welcome to recommend one. What do you have? Is that Pikachu? Yeah. You have a Pikachu icon. I hope they bring back the M&M stuff. I wasn't playing Hitman at the time and I missed my purchase window. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's one I did buy. That was a fun one to play. So yeah. More number 7. Contact search. Number 7. Haven. Oh, it's him. North stands for no restrictions. Ooh. he kind of reminds me of is that Kurt Russell in Stargate with the haircut like this? Yeah. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. Kurt Russell, Stargate. No, not streamers, OBS. Window capture. Tell me this guy isn't this guy. And Only with glasses, of course. So yeah, if I is there one by any chance? Then he has a hat on. Yeah, he instantly reminded me of that one. Okay, let's see. No restrictions. He is okay. I'm starting over at the shark hut. Give me my normal thing. I don't know. Oh, they're almost twins. He has a hairy chest. Pretty sure he's the one that's riding around on the scooter outside here. Let's go. They are bringing it back this summer. Oh, nice. Good shout out, Shardy. It's people have the time to enjoy that. Oh, I got a 25 minutes. This. Yeah, it's him. See.
Check it out.
Okay. Do I need a lockpick? Probably not. Container. Let's take what's a good container for on the island? Let's do the purple, and then tools. No, sniper rifle maybe. Let's take a sniper. Let's go. One to 8. Okay, might still. If it's once it's published, it's always available. So. Okay, you. I have an idea for you. Where's the other one? To my... over there. Oh, that's the wrong... Did I get two guys? I got them both. That's a bit of a shame. Okay. He got launched. Holy shit. Okay, so, but this doesn't work because it killed them both. I thought it only killed the one dude. Do I need to, like, shoot this first so he's distracted or something? Let's try. Or maybe I can even snipe that. Oh, but I can't snipe the That's a bit of a thing.
Shit. Will someone stop?
Crime noticed. Oh, fuck you. And that's when he knew he fucked up. Nobody noticed.
Take a look. Roger that.
Toe shot.
Someone help me? Hey, I need some help here. Man, we got a tough accident here. Can you read?
Yeah, it kills both of them. Crap. That's a bit of a thing. Okay, so try to shoot the scooter first. Then maybe the...
What the?
Oh. You saw that? Oh dear God. They're seeing that. That was a bit of unfortunate.
You got a gun, right? I hear you. We've got trouble. What's going on? What happened? Do we have a description of who we're looking for? I have no idea. Man, I've got someone on the ground. Hold on. Leave the area! Leave the area! Go! Go! Yep.
Crap, they see him. Crap. Okay, so maybe wait till they pass, so they don't see the dude while passing. Because I don't want to like.
Some idiot is doing something bad that he shouldn't be doing. Get out of here! Now! Move! Move! Yeah, yeah.
Okay then. No, wait. Are you okay? If you can hear me, make a sound. Oh.
Fuck.
Down, guys!
Let's see what happens if I go here. Can I, like... Because I really don't want to go... No, it killed them both again. Don't like it.
Whoa! Right! God damn!
Crime noticed. Who noticed that?
Oh my god! Right there! Son of a bitch! You gotta be kidding!
Starting to wonder if I shouldn't just start at the start. The other start. He immediately turns around and sees that. See, I wanted to shoot this so that he looks the other way and then shoot him into the water, but that doesn't really work.
I got a visual on the side.
Ideally, I would like to drop him here. Okay. Restart. Restart, restart. Because if I drop him there, he's behind these barrels. And then okay. There's Ludmilla. Okay, cool. They don't see him. Cool, cool, cool. Wait for them to pass on a little bit further, and then. Whoop. Whoop.
Hey, wait a minute.
Why do they always fall backwards?
Oh God!
Fuck me. But it worked the first time. Why can't I push him over there? That's so stupid. Who noticed the crime? Nobody noticed. Still green, so... Or maybe he, because he saw me. Okay, Ludmilla coming. What if I lure him here? To this point, can I push him over here? Or can I make him go down?
What's going on? Is anyone there?
There we go. Alrighty then. What he found, that's okay.
You're never gonna guess where I am. Yes?
You're never gonna guess where I am.
Jesus H. Christ! Help me, please! Someone help me! Hey, you should be doing your job. Someone is being really annoying. Do something.
Somebody is
before it
being
escalates.
really annoying.
Stick it out.
Oh, he doesn't like me. Okay, let's get out of here. I really wish I could stay away from those dudes over there. Ah, they found him. Oh, because he went down there. Okay, so maybe do him last. That should work. That should work. 3K, 3K, what? KKK? What? Okay, do him last.
I heard that.
Well, he's coming down. I can probably do these dudes.
Pamela, it's me.
Oh, but I gotta get the dude either also. So that's not gonna work. Okay.
Please help! Help me! Oh my God! Please help me!
Please help me.
Command, you there? We have a situation, some kind of disturbance. I'm not sure what's going on. What the?
Why are you shooting at me? There's no way you could have seen that. Maybe I need a better gun. So I don't have to hit people like 3 times. Okay, let's take... not this, but take the floral one maybe. Cherry blossom one. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's see. The ice baller? Well, if I fail again, I can always bring the ice baller. Pop. Oops.
Wow. What was that noise?
What was that noise? Yeah. Watch your steps, sir. Don't trip. He tripped. I tried to warn him, man, but yeah. It's a bummer, man.
I can't believe I'm saying that. So
There we go. Now we gotta get back to the other guy. Can I get up here so I don't really need the I go the
What? Let's not take any chances. You, go check it out.
I hear you.
Oh my god.
Ooh!
Try running away from this. I got him. He's bleeding.
How the hell did they see that? Come on. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. That's a good call. Good call, good call. I do need the coins though, but I don't need the sniper. So, good call. Remote taser. There we go. Okay. That's a good one. Yes, and I can give it to him early on. Coin. Coin him. And then remote taser. I can just do this. Cool.
hey, can someone check that out quickly?
Why isn't he drowning? Crap. It's not deep enough. It's not deep enough. Giveaway should almost be done. Okay, so not quite as far, but over here.
Huh?
Yes.
I heard that.
Taser over. Oh. Okay. Good. There we go. Got him.
Big villa on the other end of the island. On the other end of the island. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Jesus H. Christ.
Got him. Taser was a good call. No, I'm not gonna go up there because then I will be trespassing. There we go. And he didn't even know. There we go. That was good. That was really good. Okay. So that's gonna be the stream. I'm gonna do the pick a winner. That's good. Yeah, that's nice timing. Number 2 in the world. Okay. Who's number 1? Kaklada with 40 seconds. Okay, impressive. Shock with 147. Of course, it's 147. Okay. All right. So let's see. This can go. Try that code? Yeah, okay. I can try it, but I don't have time to play it. So let's see. I can see if it exists on Epic. Game mode, contracts. Look up. It finds it, so I'll add play, so it's in my history. And then, yeah. Okay. Okay, then let's pick a winner. And the winner is Shardy. Nice, Shardy, you have won. So you said you wanted it on Xbox. Let's see, where's my my stuff? What's the file manager? Should select. No, that's the wrong browser. I need this one. Sign in with Twitch. What? Okay. Hold on a second. Where is my stuff? This is not where I need to be. Oh, okay. I needed the creators page. Okay. Creators, view campaigns, and then Bruce Lee view progress, and then Bruce Lee DLC. That one's redeemed. These two are wait a minute. Oh, these two. Huh? I thought I had 3 available. One, two, three. Yeah. This one is already done. Crap. Oh, over here. Yeah. I thought I had miscounted, but I do have one left. Okay, so that's the last one. Let's see. Where is Streamlabs? Yeah. Xbox, yes. Okay. Xbox Store, Bruce Lee DLC claim. Okay, copy that. And then let's see, where are you? So Shardy. Let's see, I'm gonna send you a whisper. 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 I'm gonna whisper. There you go. That should be your Bruce Lee DLC code. And then let's see, is there anybody we can go visit? Seth is playing. Yeah, let's go to Seth. Let's see. Let's mute that, please. And then go here. Thank you. You're very much welcome. And then we are gonna raid Sephiroth. He's also playing Hitman, so if you're still here for the drops, he is also gonna. He's also playing Hitman, so you could get it. He's not doing any giveaways because he's not a creative partner, I think. Oh, he's also an IRI creator, so maybe he will, but I can't be sure. At least he's the drops enabled, so we can go over there for that. So this weekend, I don't think I can stream. Let me pull up my agenda because I think I have. Oh, my sister's just Sunday, maybe Sunday, depending on the weather. But yeah, if not, then I'll see you guys Sunday, and otherwise I'll see you guys next Friday. So thank you guys for being here, and we are raiding out. Let's say hello to our friend Seth, and yeah, that's basically it. See you guys later.